In the heart of Kenya, 1898, the land seemed alive with the hum of nature. Rolling plains stretched endlessly, dotted with acacia trees. The sun would set, painting the sky red, and the nights were different. That year, hundreds of men labored to build a railway across the Tsavo River. They were isolated, far from towns, far from safety. The workers set up camp, simple tents, crude fires, nothing to guard against the darkness that waited. And it came. A sound at first, faint rustling, then a scream, then silence. 2 male lions had chosen the camp as their hunting ground. Not once, not twice, but night after night they struck. The men vanished, pulled from their tents, dragged into the shadows. No one could stop them. Dogs went missing. Firelight offered no protection. The smell of blood lingered in the air, a constant, sickening reminder that death was near. Over the course of months, over 130 men were devoured. Some nights, the lions would circle the camp, their eyes glowing like embers. Every creak of the tent, every footstep sent men trembling, praying they would not be next. Lieutenant Colonel John Henry Patterson arrived to investigate. At first, he could not believe it. Lions, hunting humans with precision, almost like predators understanding the terror they caused. The camps became death traps. Men slept in shifts, but no guard was enough. The lions were clever, patient, relentless. They took men one by one, sometimes dragging them for meters before vanishing into the night. Patterson tracked them, laying traps, following spoor, listening to the silence that the lions left behind. And then, the first one was shot. Its roar echoed across the plains, but the terror was not over. Days later, the second lion was cornered. It had grown fat from the human prey. Patterson fired the final shot, ending the nightmare. Dark, lingering, the workers returned to their lives. But the memory of those nights, the smell of blood, the sound of unearthly roars, the empty tents, would never leave. Some say the lions chose humans because they were wounded or desperate. Others say they just saw easy prey. Whatever the reason, for months, they were the embodiment of death itself. And in the heart of Tsavo, if you listen closely to the wind today, some swear you can still hear the echoes of those 2 man-eating lions, waiting, watching, patient. This was only the beginning. The world has known predators far deadlier, more cunning, and even more terrifying than these lions. And the story of the Champawat tiger would prove that sometimes the deadliest hunters are the ones who move silently through the night, unseen, yet ever present. The foothills of Nepal and northern India, early 1900s. Villages lay scattered across the hills, simple homes of wood and mud, smoke rising from tiny fires. Life was harsh, but people survived. Until the tiger came. She was called the Champawat Tiger, a female Bengal tiger, far larger and more cunning than any ordinary predator. She didn't just hunt animals. Humans became her prey. Over the years,
She killed more than 436 people, tearing through villages with silent, unstoppable force. By day, she disappeared into the dense forests. By night, she struck. People spoke of her in hushed whispers, terrified to even step outside after sunset. Children were pulled from beds. Farmers were dragged from fields. No one was safe. Her teeth were broken, evidence of old injuries. And some say that forced her to hunt humans, easier prey than the swift deer or wild buffalo. Every step she took was deliberate. Every kill, precise. Villagers tried to fight back. They set traps, armed themselves with spears, and waited in ambush. But she was clever, always avoiding, always watching. Fear became the law of the land. Jim Corbett, the legendary hunter, arrived to track her. He studied her patterns, learned the way she moved silently through the forests, how she struck without warning, leaving terror in her wake. For weeks, he followed her spoor. Broken branches, paw prints in the mud, the stench of her kills. Villagers guided him, recounting tales of death that chilled the blood. And then he found her. The Champawat Tiger, crouched in the shadow of the forest, muscles coiled, eyes glowing with predatory intelligence. Corbett fired, one shot, then another. She fell. The nightmare ended. But for decades, the legend lived on. Villagers would tell the story around fires, warning children. The forest could hide a predator unlike any other. She was not just a tiger. She was fear incarnate. A silent, calculating hunter who understood weakness, who thrived on terror. The Champawat Tiger proved that sometimes the deadliest predators are not the strongest, but the cleverest and the most patient. And as terrifying as she was, there was still one predator that would eclipse even her in legend. One that haunted rivers and lakes, and whose name struck fear into the hearts of every villager along the banks. The story of Gustave the Crocodile was yet to be told.
Burundi, East Africa. The Ruzizi River snakes through the land like a lifeline, a source of fish, water, and survival for thousands of villagers. But under that murky surface, something far older, far deadlier, lurked. His name was Gustave, a Nile crocodile so massive, so powerful, that locals claimed he was not an animal, but a demon, 20 feet long, nearly a ton in weight, scars covering his body from decades of survival. He didn't just kill to eat. He killed to dominate, to terrify. Witnesses said he would drag full-grown men off riverbanks, overturn canoes, and swallow victims whole. Gustave's legend began in the 1990s. Villagers started disappearing near the river. Fishermen never returned. Children fetching water vanished without a sound. Their families found only ripples on the surface and silence. By the early 2000s, Gustave was blamed for over 300 deaths. Whether every one was his doing or not didn't matter. His name alone froze blood. People described him as bulletproof. Hunters fired at him, and the bullets bounced off his thick, ancient scales. He bore marks of old battles,
wounds from spears, machetes, even gunfire. Yet he survived every time. A French naturalist named Patrice Faye devoted years to tracking Gustave. He built massive steel traps along the riverbanks, baited them with goats, even buffalo carcasses. But Gustave never entered. He was cautious, intelligent, always watching from a distance. Then, one night, a villager spotted him, his jaws opening wide, revealing teeth longer than a man's hand. The water erupted, the man disappeared, and the river went silent again. The locals began to believe he was more than a crocodile. They said he was a spirit, an ancient soul cursed to roam the waters forever, a god of death that no weapon could touch. Faye's team documented him once. Massive, scarred, with eyes that seemed almost human. And then, Gustave vanished. No one knows if he died, or if he still waits beneath the waters of Lake Tanganyika. But every now and then, villagers whisper that something moves just below the surface. Something far too big for any living crocodile. Some rivers don't just carry water. They carry memories of screams, of shadows, of things that fed on human fear. The Lions of Tsavo, the Champawat Tiger, Gustave the Crocodile. 3 names, 3 predators that rewrote what it means to be hunted. And maybe, just maybe, somewhere out there, something still watches us from the dark, waiting for the next time humans forget that we are not the masters of nature.